Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today we're going to play Seminole Wind. I've had a couple of requests for this song, Seminole Wind, from Jasper and from Greg. It was written by the country singer John Anderson and released in 1992. It's a song about the destruction of the environment and most specifically the draining of the Florida Everglades. And it's quite a moving song. I think a lot of people like it because of the message, quite apart from the nature of the song. It's got a very prominent fiddle part from Joe Spivey. And it's a very simple part, but it plays a big part in the song. It's basically a 8-bar melody, which is treated in various ways through the song. So it's quite easy to get hold of, but you have to know what you can do with it. So the song starts off with a slow intro. And on the original, you've got the piano playing through very slowly this melody, kind of rubato or freely. Then the fiddle comes in and plays the same thing. Chances are you're going to be doing this without a piano player, so you are probably going to be playing it twice at the beginning. And it slows down at the end and there's a kind of a dramatic pause. I think the most important thing about this is not to play it too fast. I probably played it too fast there. The slower you can do it, the better, I think. And a bit of ornamentation, hammer-ons like there. A few drones. And maybe some parallel fifths. You could also do some double stops, maybe using the scale of sixths. Something like that might work. And then the band comes in, the drums come in, and you do something similar. So let's do the whole of the intro. Kind of rely on a drummer counting you in for that link, which is why I made a mess of it. Then we got the verse, which chord-wise is almost exactly the same as the intro, except that there's the fourth chord is an A chord, but that doesn't really affect what you do. So that comes a couple of times, and on the original there's no fiddle on the verse, and I think it's a good idea, certainly for a first verse in general, in a country song in particular, not to play anything. Just leave the singer for a while and then come in on the chorus. got several verses and several choruses. I think after the first verse you should play something, and it's really just a question of finding something useful and slightly interesting to do over those changing chords, and it can be something very simple. A few little fills, long notes, something rhythmic, some kind of chops. I'll just do a random selection of stuff that's not going to get too much in the way. And so on. I do have a video called Joined Up Country, which is pretty useful for explaining how to find your way around these chords and how to link up the chords so that you're not just jumping from one chord to the next, but you are kind of moving smoothly and purposefully from one chord to the next. We then have a solo, which is remarkably similar to both the intro and verse and chorus. It's just a little bit more fiddly. So let's do that with the backing. So that's what's on the original. Notice we've got a few drones. That's a nice one, a B with an E above it. We've got some double E's, 4-finger E and open E. We've got a B note with a D under it. And we've got a few blue notes. So we got that. No more of those, but you could have done quite a lot more. Let me just do an improvised solo which uses a bit more of the blues, of the flattened third, the B flat. Very easy sequence to improvise over. The change from either the E minor or the A7 chord, which comes depending on it's in verse or chorus, you don't really need to worry about that. You just play as if it was all E minor and it'll work pretty well. As it goes from E minor to G, for example, that's the relative major of E minor, so all of the same notes are going to work. So let the chords do the work, you just let your mind run free as you're playing. So this is a good song. If you can get a longer solo than is on the original, then all the better. It's a good one for showing off because it's a nice easy key and a nice easy sequence. Thank you for watching this. If you'd like a copy of the dots that I'm using, then do subscribe to the channel and send me an email. If you would like to get a zip file with all of my PDFs, I think we're approaching 400 of them now, then do please consider joining me on Patreon, because it's the Patreon that keeps these videos coming. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.